How do I recognize guest needs, or how do I identify some surprises I may give them? All right, I can talk for hours with guests, but is that a smart thing to do? Do I lose time? Is there another guest waiting for me?
I think let's start.
Absolutely.
4-week hotel and resort butler training.
Yes.
What can you tell about that?
We started this beautiful training program, this unique training program 1 year ago, and we successfully accomplished 2 training programs. And what I can tell about it is that for those with experience who attended, and for those with less or no experience at all in the hotel and resort luxury industry, they accomplished so many, results, both for personal development, but also for professional development. And what I can tell about it, and what is crucial for those who are attending, I'm not sure yet who you are or where you're from. So let's dive into that area a little bit. Let's say that you are dreaming to work on a beautiful island, on a beautiful resort, or when you would like to work in a beautiful hotel, in a cosmopolitan environment, as long as it's luxury, as long as the guest and the guest journey and the emotional connection with the guest, caring for the guest is your main focus. Well, this training is designed for you to be even more professional in doing so, because what we know from our participants and the students, and also from our graduates, is that they do the things they like to do from their heart, and that's good. And it's also good to take that emotion to some ratio. What I can tell about the program is that it is well designed, comprehensive in 4 weeks, with a lot of elements for people who'd like to do things in their life, but also for people who would like to overthink a little bit what makes it so valuable to work in the hospitality industry on this particular level.
Let's take a few steps back.
Yes.
If I may ask, what is actually a 5-star hotel or resort? Or what is a luxury brand? Because I think it sort of starts there.
Yes.
I can imagine that there are viewers who think, wow, I remember, I don't know, the Atlantis in Dubai, for example.
Yes.
Or I recognize something, but what defines actually 5 stars, and how do I know that, or how do I recognize that?
Yes, that's a very relevant question, because sometimes you feel very much indulged in luxury, even in a very small bed and breakfast. And that is also a luxury. But what we aim for is the significant difference between hotels who have a classification in 5-star. And the classification is actually designed worldwide. So there is a definition, and there is a kind of a standard whether a hotel is allowed to put a beautiful shield next to the front door and be proud of getting 5 stars. So there is a system behind it. There are standards behind it.
Mm-hmm.
We know these standards. We follow these standards. Luckily, we are in a beautiful institute with our own high standards since 25 years. So we know why standards are so important. And the luxury part of the 5 stars you need to be the gem in the organization, that general managers, HR managers, recruitment departments, they all want to find the right people who know the standards, but who understand what the guest wants with those 5 stars. And what the guest wants is personalized service, proactive.
If I would work in a 5-star hotel, and I've been here to the training, am I at the front side of the hotel, the back side, or like am I behind the doors? Am I with the guests? Like how, what this training, what does it prepare you for?
Yeah, well, for that you first have to understand, and that's also a very small part of the training, but very relevant and important. You need to understand a hotel as an organization as a whole. And in the language of a hotel, you speak about back of house position and front of house position. Both of them are equally important. The hotel cannot run neither with one of them. So it is important to understand that front of house, obviously, is where the guests walk, talk, sleep, eat, sit, enjoy. Everything directly guest related, connection with the guest interaction with the guest. That is front of house. So the training is merely for front of house positions. Absolutely. Yeah.
And from a practical matter, so I'm going to attend here the 4 weeks. I can imagine that if I'm there, I think, all right, it's going to cost me around €6,500.
Yes.
I maybe have some travel cost.
Yes.
I'm going to learn something. How is that learning going? Is it from 7 in the morning to 12 at night? Is it 7 days a week? Is it 5 days a week? Am I always here at the academy? Like how would that look?
Well, the thing is that at the International Butler Academy, we always want to design our programs as close to reality as possible. So we simulate a hotel. That means that in hotels you work in shifts, obviously. But here is a training program involved. So what we did, we are very thoughtful about people's energy. We are very thoughtful about people's work and learn balance. So we have to implement both. So what we do, we have designed the training program from Monday to Friday. We start at 9 in the morning, theory. We have lunch together. And in the afternoon, there will always be a practical session, which result in all kind of exercises, reality based on overnight guests. They stay for real in at the academy.
So we get real guests.
Real guests.
All right.
Yes.
That's always good to
no
mention.
AI guests, real guests, and they are very critical because they know that we aim for very high standards. So it's Monday to Friday. The weekends at the academy, in real life, you're not always off, but this is a little gift. At the academy, you are off unless we have for practical reasons, a very beautiful field trip involved, because we go with the students to 2 different field trips, and based on the operational side of that field trip, we are invited, for example, on a Saturday.
Mhm.
So that means that it will cost you a Saturday, but we always compensate. So 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, with an exception for field trips on a Saturday, for example.
Mhm.
Yes.
I've done the training.
Yes.
I see obviously you with a beautiful pin. I have one on it myself as well. I hope that you can see it a little bit. I'm looking for a job.
Yes.
So I'm sort of at the end of the training, and then what?
Yes. The thing is, this particular topic, it's important because we can make a beautiful training. You can sign up, you can pay, and you can invest both in time and in money. In the end, you need to have a nice sandwich in the morning with your coffee, right? Or you have to pay the things for your family. So a job at the end is absolutely important in this entire program. So you mentioned the pin. The pin comes with a diploma, and this specific diploma, we will help you in finding that job because we know the jobs are out there. There is a huge market worldwide, not only in the Netherlands. We're not the academy is located in the Netherlands, but the program is designed for a worldwide network. We have that network. And this pin connects you to the community of all graduates from this particular program. And you will be recognized as such because the diploma and the certification is recognized worldwide. Also the network and our network where we will help you in finding the job that matches your competencies, but also your dream. Because perhaps you would like to work on an island and I would like to prefer to work in a big city.
For those who are watching who know the International Butler Academy and think, hey, that pin, I've seen that before. This is a yellow cross. And if you do the private service, you will have a red cross. So there's a different distinction between the two. And I believe on the jobs as well to say there are ample of opportunities around the world.
Yes.
As you told, Ineke. At the end, it's also about what do you want to do? Where do you want to go?
Yes.
What is the salary aim? Like there are, of course,
exactly.
Some details to keep in mind.
Yes. And the good part is one topic during the entire program in the 4 weeks, we gave the topic a name. It's called the Dream Job Application Day. We will help you, guide you, support you, and prepare you how to distinguish yourself from other candidates with the training you had with us, with the certification? How do you prepare yourself for the job that you are aiming for? So it's not that we only help you after the program is finished. Now, during the program, it is an important mindset. How can you prepare yourself for the job that you like? Yes.
Maybe there are some questions.
Is there also a grading system for the students?
Yes.
Good question.
Absolutely.
So I heard you mention something about the diploma. How does that look and how does that work?
Yes. We do work with grading, and not in terms of good and bad or in terms in a failure or a successful. We prefer to convert it in a different way. So let's say that you accomplish the 4 weeks, which is an accomplishment on its own. Not everybody, because it's not an easy training, you have to put your mind to it, you have to put your energy to it, you have to focus on the topic. So if you accomplish the 4 weeks successfully, and with successfully we mean you have a exam in theory, you have to answer some questions, and you have a personal assignment, which is more or less a presentation about a guest profile you take care of in a simulation hotel. So if you are successful in demonstrating that you understood the training in a professional way, we grade you with a diploma saying you have the level of a junior butler, a medium butler, or a senior butler. So we can tell from that personal assignment, including your attitude and behavior during the 4 weeks and including the theory. There is also a possibility that you accomplish the entire 4 weeks and that it's, for whatever the reason is, it's not good, it's not bad, there might be a reason that you're not successful in your assignment or in your examination. In that particular case, you will get a certificate of attendance. And still, with a certificate of attendance, you get the PIN, you are part of our community, and we will do our best to support you from there onwards. And that requires sometimes additional conversation or some more in-depth coaching at some point. But the support will always be there. But there is a difference.
Yeah. And with support, I think it's also clear, like we still help you find a job. So
Exactly.
What is the visa situation like for non-EU citizens?
the question is, what is the visa situation? The SEC is from the UK. In theory, you can come on a 3 months permit visa here for traveling into Europe, and then you're able to attend the academy. If it is required, you can always get a letter of confirmation from our side. And then with that letter of confirmation, you go to the embassy, the Dutch embassy in your own country, and there you apply for a temporary visa. So that are sort of the two options that you can do. But when you are within Europe, and I know technically seen the UK is a little bit on the edge of that, but it is possible to travel into the Netherlands. What you do need to check, if you already traveled into Europe before, so you already are over your 3 months, you probably need a few months extra to come back in it again. So it does need a little bit of research, but that is sort of the practical answer in a way.
After completion of the program, is there any internship program where we are able to work?
So the question is, after completion of the program, is there an internship opportunity?
Yes. Good question, because internships are crucial before starting with a real job, with a final job, because it gives you the opportunity to explore an option. So I come back to our network. We do have a great network, and we will, if that has your preference, to start as an intern somewhere, we do our utmost to check within our network. It could be in the Middle East, it could be in America, it could be in the Far East, and to support you in finding this internship.
Yeah, maybe if I may elaborate a little bit on that. First of all, the demand for good staff is enormous. And there are different opportunities, as Ineke said, for hotels and resorts, but also consider, for example, cruise lines as an example. They work more with temporary contracts, And that is always a good position to start because it's not a hotel or a resort, but it has also the different elements. But that being said, we're almost certain that within hotels and resorts around the world, there are ample of opportunities. At the end, it depends on your energy and your investment, not in money, but in the willingness to make it work, if it's going to work. Because we can take you really far, we can share the knowledge, we can share the skills, but at the end, the resume needs to look good, your cover letter needs to look good, you need to be able to present yourself, you need to be able to be consistent. We guide you all the way through the process, if I'm correct.
Yeah, absolutely.
But at the end, you need to show up. So that is sort of the counterfeit of the medal in this way.
Yeah. The diploma does not come with a labor contract.
No.
No.
If I finish this program, can I work on a yacht?
You, if I may,
Please.
based on the skills, yes. So what you will learn, you're able to implement on yachting. Now, we do have some colleagues who are in yachting, and we do know that there are some certain different certificates required to be able to work on a yacht. So there you have to do some research. Perhaps we can later share some of that as well in a different post, what you need. So the training itself is useful 100% on a yacht because it's like a small boutique hotel in a way.
Yeah.
Some are really big boutique. But you do need different paperwork to be able to work on a yacht. Certification.
Yes, by law.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes.
Are there any age restrictions to your program?
Are there any age restrictions to the program, Ineke?
No, absolutely not. And that makes us really proud as well. There is the minimum age is 18. Our youngest students have been 18. And the maximum, there is no maximum. If you have energy, if you feel up to it, that even if you do not have any, if you do not wish to work as a butler in a hotel, but you would like to attend because of personal development, for example, and you are in your 70s, you need to be fit. You need to have some energy, of course, but you're more than welcome. Age, gender, political background, religion, everybody's welcome. Yes.
Do I need any qualifications to sign up, like a degree in hospitality field, or do I not need any qualifications to sign up?
Question is, do I need a qualification to sign up for the training? Maybe a background in hospitality or any study of whatsoever in hospitality to sign up? And if I may add, Ineke, something to it. Sometimes we are a hotel management school, and then our training, like, I'm gonna throw it in one big pool and move it to you. Like how does that work? What can I imagine?
By designing the program and to investigate in what is necessary for people, how to attend, we established that people with a background, like a working background, they could benefit from the training. People who had no work experience whatsoever, but did, for example, a hotel management school or a hotel education oriented, they have a diploma like that, or people with passion for the profession, it doesn't matter because this is a zero measurement. What you learn here, it starts not from scratch, but it starts with the guest journey and it starts with the first interaction you have with the guest. And of course, it could be beneficial if you have some background, but absolutely it's not crucial, necessary. It will not be assessed. It will not be a reason for not accepting your application whatsoever. No. And lessons learned last year, both the students with background in hospitality and the ones with, I think she was a software engineer, if I'm correct. She did a wonderful job. So it doesn't say anything. Your motivation is the highest priority for attending the program.
Is this course similar to the one offered in the UK? Are the schools linked or are their courses uniquely different?
So is this training, 4-week training, similar as in the UK, and are the schools linked? I believe that is the question, Zach. Thank you so much. The schools are not linked, so we are on our own in a way, so are they. And the trainings are also not the same. I can almost guarantee that. I don't know the other trainings, so I have no idea. but we design the training by ourselves from our own knowledge and our own trainers.
If I may add something to that, of course, there are a lot of alternatives worldwide. And the thing that you have to keep in mind that the realistic part of the academy here is we create a hotel here. We have our own hotel suite, which is to a level as in a 5-star hotel. We create, we have everything, all the facilities to have a copy of a 5-star hotel. So you don't need to go somewhere else outside the premises to find a simulation of that. We have everything with top quality products and facilities. Yeah.
Before we go to the next question, maybe some funny things.
Funny things.
Yeah, why not? Because I believe we're going to do cocktail making, coffee making.
Yes, we do.
I believe even sabrage.
Yes, it is part of it to celebrate the end of the training program, but the training program itself, it has very active elements like the cocktail training, but also the in-room dining part. So the students in our beautiful kitchen, our main kitchen, they get lessons from a professional chef how to make a range of dishes in the hotel suite. So they get the lessons in the main kitchen, and with real guests, as we say, we have real guests. They check in, they are under your responsibility, you take care of them, and in the suite, you are going to prepare a Valentine's lunch. So you have to use your imagination and your creativity to decorate the hotel suite in a very romantic setting, including music. You have to find out what the preference of the guest is. Perhaps they have their song, I think. You have to create a setting, a romantic setting, and you have to do the in-room dining experience for the guest. All those steps from opening the champagne, welcoming the guest, decorating, serving, well, make it an unforgettable memory, everlasting. That is something, I think that's one of the funniest part because it gives so much energy. That's what you would like to do for people.
Definitely. And you will get the practical part as well because the shoes need to shine and the suitcase need to be packed
Absolutely,
well.
yes.
A question, I believe.
What is the tuition fee of the program?
So the tuition fee is 6,500 euros, and that is for 4 weeks. And that includes obviously the complete stay here at the International Butler Academy in the Netherlands, breakfast, lunch, dinner. For the complete stay, so also in the weekends, we provide breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And if you come by airplane or by train or, well, by car, you can come to here, of course. But if you come by plane or by train, we obviously arrange a transfer from the airport here to the academy. And on departure, the same thing is arranged as well. So it's
And if I may,
absolutely,
of course, a business suit is part of the tuition fee.
as well.
We will dress you. So that means that if you have to go for an interview after the training program, you do not have to worry what to wear. You do not have to make an additional investment because the tuition fee is including a professional business suit, both for the men and the ladies. Yes.
So 6,500 euros is all inclusive.
How can I apply for this program?
From Pakistan to apply to the program. Well, you can apply on the website. So if you go to the International Butler or butlerschool.com, you go to hotels and resort, become a hotel butler. There you can apply. And then the application will come with Ineke, with Miss van der Laak.
Yes.
What is important when you are from Pakistan is really that you have a quick look at the visa process. So you need to make sure that you have a up-to-date passport. So you can ask from us an invitation letter after the tuition fee is paid. Then we send the invitation letter and then the visa process will start. Now, we have seen that before. Sometimes the visa process takes 4 weeks. Sometimes it takes 12 weeks. So make sure you start the process in advance so there are no surprises.
Do graduates from this program receive assistance in visa for work placement, for example, a placement in the US?
Well, no. And I needed to laugh a little bit because if you now want to work in the US and you need a visa, you're at the wrong side of the game. Even in private service, it's extremely difficult for the best butlers who are not from the US to work there. So if that is your ambition, your goal, I'm not gonna pinpoint the balloon, or I'm not gonna let the balloon explode, but you need to aim for the things that are a little bit easier, and then in the future maybe that. So to answer the question directly, no, we do not assist with the visa process if you need one. We have supporting partners who can do that. But from our perspective and from our side, we also need to be realistic that definitely those visas are extremely difficult to get. So if that is your road to go, I don't want to stop you, but you're finding yourself on a lot of resistance.
At the moment.
At the moment.
What are the clothing that you're expected to bring if I join the program?
Good question. What are the clothing or the attire that I need to bring when I come here to the training? Ineke.
Well, first of all, this is the Netherlands. So you have to check whether it is for participating in class or attending the field trips. You have to check the temperature. So that is basically where you start with. Once you are inside the academy and you start attending the official classes during the day, we expect you to wear business, like a jacket and a tie, actually like Mr. Dijkers is wearing right now. So a shirt, a jacket, trousers and a tie. And for the ladies, of course, it can be a trousers or a skirt, but it is business. It is a business dress code. When we go for the field trip, then comes in our uniform, the one that we provide, part of the tuition, as we just mentioned. So since that is a very professional, tailor-made business suit, that is the one that we ask you to wear if we go outside as a group.
And on the casual part, training suits or
no, unless it is in your private living room, because every student here has their private room. And of course, bring your flip-flops in the summer and bring your Bermudas for a stroll around the castle. And we are a professional environment, and we focus on how you will perceived once you are a graduate, and that you represent yourself when you are outside with your diploma. And even in free time, if you are in a work environment and you see a guest you hosted an hour ago, you have to keep in mind that a professional look and feel is part of the 4 weeks. So don't bring your flip-flops to wear around the house here, but please stay as professional as possible. But those instructions, you will get them after the application. They're part of the pre-arrival documents.
And what I do think that is good to mention is that we're not forcing you to buy extra things. No. So let's say, for example, you maybe have a two-piece suit, and you have 2 shirts, and you have a nice trouser, and you have a nice shirt, and you say, well, I'm a little bit on my budget, also because I needed to pay the tuition fee. We're not going to force you to buy all kind of things around it. So just be clear in communication. So that's always the key. So we know what we expect, and then we're able to maybe assist you or give you some good tips.
Exactly. And we have laundry facilities here, so you can take care of your clothing. I mean, exactly. And thank you, Niels, for pointing this out. We do not want you to go shopping for new outfits for participating those 4 weeks. That is absolutely not necessary. But to manage expectation, what to wear, it is a good question. Yes, thank you for that question.
What are the success rates in post-education job placement from the program?
What are the success rates in post-education job placement from the program? I think that they are good. And what I mean with that is that we get lots of requests from hotels and resorts for positions, from intern to working positions, and therefore we need butlers. And sometimes we even have that butlers who are from the private service, they go into the hotels and resorts, and also from the hotel and resort training, they go into there. From a time perspective, I think you should always consider a little bit between 2 and 6 months in a way,
Yes,
if I
fair
may.
enough. Yeah, it may vary, but that's fair enough. And to give it a little bit more of the direction, 2025 students, the students we had during the two programs that we executed last year, one of the students was taking some time off after her graduation to reflect on the training program and to think, okay, this was so beneficial for my view on the world and the view on the business. I'm not sure yet if I would like to go to this continent or that country or to a resort or a hotel. So at that point, students sometimes take a bit of time to reflect on what is it what I would like to do with my diploma. They might have a very clear focus when they start, but because of the information during the program and the way that they evolve, they come to different conclusions. So that's interesting to keep in mind as well.
I'm already a butler of 5-star luxury hotel in India for over 3 years now. Can this course make a huge difference in my career?
So the question is, I'm already a butler in a 5-star hotel or resort, I believe, in India. And can this course training make a difference in my career?
If I may?
Yeah, please.
And actually, a question like that is very relevant because I understand that the program itself, it may appeal to you because you recognize things from the job that you are doing right now. But to give a proper answer to that specific question, actually, we have to do a little bit of an interview. What is the location of the hotel? What are the standards at the moment? What is your job entails? Are you a junior butler? Are you working in guest relations? So I would like to invite you, if you like, contact us and I schedule a video call with you to give more like a detailed answer and to anticipate more on your current situation, because I think it is a very valuable question.
If I may add
Please.
something to that, what I do think is good to keep in mind as well is that in this case, for example, India, you probably grew up in India and from there on you started working. And the moment you go out of your environment and you come here, for example, to the International Butler Academy, we have a complete different approach to service. One, because we have a background in the butling world, the private service butling, and on the other hand, we have the expertise in hospitality, plus connections from all over the world. So we trained all over the world and we combine that knowledge and also I think the different cultural perspectives, which are very important in service, together in the training, and they will be touched upon as well. So yes, you work already in the 5-star setting, but what you, I think, will experience as well is a different view from different cultural perspective.
Yeah.
And that actually brings in some extra knowledge when it comes to personalized service, if I may say.
Yeah, absolutely.
How does this 4-week hospitality program differ from the 8-week private program?
How does this 4-week program diverse or is different from the 8-week program? I may?
Yes, you may.
All right. The 8-week program completely focus on private service. The days are much longer and more intense. The focus lies more on working in a family. The intensity is different. The learning objectives are different. So there are many different points where the 8-week training is going in. Now you might then think to yourself, oh, then I'm going to do the 8-week training because then I can also do, I can also work in hotels and resorts. On one hand, it is true, but on the other hand, that is why we designed the 4-week training. Because if your ambition lies not in private service, then there are lots of elements that make no sense afterwards when you start working. And when you are in the 4-week training, it focuses 100%, even the environment, the days, the schedule, so you really know where you're getting into. And how that's going to affect you in hotels and resorts. One of the simple things I think to mention, I don't know if that is nice to mention in a way, but when you are in private service, things go on a different pace. and you only have one family usually, or one person to take care of. When you go into hotels and resort, or let's take the hospitality part, you need to take care of multiple people and sometimes in different pace. So there are different skills required to get the job done.
Yes.
And as we would say, if you want to compare them, on this side, you only need to make sure you write down what you spent. And on the other side, the organization want you to make some money. So hospitality is, of course, as well, it's a business. So there's a different view, there's a different angle.
Yes. And to add on that, Brian, because the philosophy of the Butler Academy is very recognizable in both of the training program, because in both of the programs, we focus very, very much on the personalized attention. How can you give personalized attention, experiences? How can you be proactive? How can you create and develop your eye for detail? So the similarities, they are absolutely there, but the focus and the outcome of the training and what you want to become at the end, those are significantly different. Yes.
After my 4-week training, what support do I have from a school of finding a place to work?
So the question, we've heard it before already this night, which still is an important question. After the training, what kind of support am I getting from school, from the International Butler Academy, to find a job?
Yes.
Well, the support starts already in the training.
Yes.
So in the last week of the training, without spoiling too much, somewhere, somehow, we're going to do already something with job placements and your preference. After that, we are going to guide you and we're going to support you. So as Ms. van der Laak, as Ineke mentioned, we have a huge network of contacts, hotels, resorts that are always open for internships, junior positions, senior positions, and so on. We will bring you in contact. We are going to make sure that you have the right standards. And without saying too much or spoiling too much, but if you go to the website and recruitment, you have TBAS standards, and there you will see how your resume should look, how a cover letter should look, how a professional photo should look. We take that element as well, so you are well prepared for your job interview, and we also make sure that we guide you through it, because we have the contacts,
Yes.
and from those contacts, we're going to bring you in contact with them.
Yes.
Now, of course, everything always has a little disclosure or like something what we cannot make it happen in a way. Let's say you want to work at the Savoy in London and they have no open positions. Then also we cannot help you.
No.
Like, so there is a sort of, there is also a little bit of a reality part. And during the training, it also has to do with what are your skills, what is your level, and what is your first step. So we, on one hand, guide you finding a job or an internship, and on the other hand, you will get a very clear description of where you stand in the luxury 5-star hospitality service.
Exactly. And also what you get with that particular document and that particular insight, what you need to do or what you need to embrace or what you need to develop to become a butler in the next level, for example, or to become a better professional. So we're not just grading you, but we also give you very significant details how to what you need to do or what you can do or what we recommend you to do to for the next level. Yes.
We've talked about it before. It's a butler training, hotel and resort butler training. What if I want to be a concierge or a guest relation?
Please join.
Like how are there is the training useful for different positions?
Absolutely, because not every hotel has butler positions. Sometimes they have a different name for it. Sometimes guest relation department in a hotel does the same as the butler department do in a different hotel. So don't feel restricted by the word butler. If you would like to work in the luxury hotel and resort environment, if that is really something you like, because then you get the best of opportunity to take care of guests in a personalized way. It could be in guest relation, could even be as a housekeeping manager. This training could be very beneficial for you to for the next step. So don't feel or be distracted by the word butler. For us, it is to emphasize on our philosophy, because the butler represents something that is synonym to private service, personal service, caring, eye for detail. And that's why the word butler as a concept is crucial in this particular part.
Final question would be salary.
Oh,
What is the average salary?
I was thinking about that salary, and then at the same time, I thought to myself, we can make a live stream on salary around the world. When you go into hospitality, sorry, I'm going to answer
No,
already the
please.
question, but when you go into hospitality, there are a few things you need to take in consideration. And there we go a little bit in culture. Let's say you're here in the Netherlands, you probably get a contract. And the contract holds a salary that is by law required to minimum, luckily not to maximum. And the Netherlands, for example, is not really a tipping culture. So you get a tip for the work that you do. If you would go, for example, more to the Middle East, that is more a tipping culture. So you will see that your salary might be 1,200 euros, something like that. And they emphasize on maybe, I'm not going to name that big number, but let's say they emphasize on 500 euros of tips or more. So what is important when you're going to consider salary is that the culture where you're in, also if, for example, if you would be in the United States or you would go to Asia, it is good to do some research on that, and at the program here we can guide you with that as well. So there is not really a salary range.
No.
I can promise you the world, of course, but that would be a lie because it really depends on the country where you are. But what we do know for sure is that a good butler and a good hospitality specialist makes a good living. And what is a good living? That depends on culture, depends on where you live, where you work. If you make 1,500 to 2,000 euros netto and you live in India, could be a really good living, or you live in Asia. If you live in New York, you have a problem. So it really depends on the locations, where you work, what you do, and then based on that, salary ranges go really wide.
True. Absolutely.
How many times are these programs available per year?
So how many times a year is the program available?
Well, 3 times, Nick. So we start in April with the first one of 2026. The second one starts in July. And then we have the last one in Q4, where all the details, you can find them, of course, on our website. So the amount of trainings, 4-week hotel and resort butler training program, 3 times a year, 4 weeks. Most welcome to sign up.
And next year as well, I believe it starts in January
Starts in
already.
January.
Yeah, and then we also have 4 or 5 times. But that schedule for 2027 will come up in the upcoming weeks.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I think we end with a good morning, a good afternoon, or a good evening.
Yes.
On behalf of the International Butler Academy, of course, thank you very much. If there still is a question, later on Ineke will go over the questions and make sure that it's going to be posted on Instagram as well. And at the same time, if you want to have a video call with Ineke, then more than happy, send an email and then we're able to arrange that as well.
Absolutely. I look forward to it. So have a wonderful rest of your day, morning, evening, or afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you.